with you here this morning on this beautiful Friday morning. Thank you for joining me here this morning. If you're scrolling through social media and I just popped up on your screen, this is a 15-minute motivational call that I do every Friday at 7:45 a.m. Pacific. We're going to be kicking this thing off here in about 3 minutes. And the idea is just to come on here and get a little dose of motivation, hear some words of encouragement to help you have a successful Friday. So we're going to be getting started here in just a little bit. Thank you for joining me here this morning. It's great to be with you. And as I'm getting ready to kick off the call, I'll share a couple of tips with you. And one of these tips is to take today through the finish line. So my day, let me look at my calendar here and see what's going on my schedule here. My last appointment, let's see here. I'm going to be going till probably 5 today. So take today through the finish line for me would be 5 o'clock. So have a positive mindset, give it your best effort, be optimistic. If a challenge shows up today, it's water off a duck and keep moving forward to the best of my ability. And so you might want to think about what's your finish line today? How long are you going to work until today? Now, if you're just joining us, we have not officially gotten started today. If you're just joining us, go ahead and type into the chat. What part of the world are you joining me from today? And I know we got people on LinkedIn and YouTube and Facebook and Zoom. So go ahead and just type it into the chat. What part of the world are you joining me from today? It's great to have you here in class as we're wrapping up the third quarter. And I have a couple of free things for you guys today. And if you'd like the free things, you can just say, you can communicate with me and say, send it all. And I'll send you all the free stuff. And the way to communicate that with me is you can either, if you're on social media, LinkedIn or YouTube or Facebook, you can send me a direct message. Say, Eric, send it all. Or you can email eric@ericoffhome.com, fullname.com. Say, send it all. And the first bonus piece of material is a fourth quarter planning class I just did. I did it last week, and it's designed to help you get your goals set for the fourth quarter. So I'm giving away that class for free today as one of the free things, and I'll let you know about the other free things as well. If you're just joining us, type into the chat, what part of the world are you joining me from? And it is time to get started. So let me get all the recording going.
Recording in progress.
Good morning, everybody. Eric Lofholm here. Happy Friday. It's great to be with you here today. If you're right-handed, take your right hand. If you're left-handed, take your left hand. Pat yourself on the back. Tell yourself, great job for being here today. Type into the chat. Today is a great day. Today is a great day. And I've got a couple of ideas that I want to share with you to help encourage you to have a great day today. And the first idea is to try something new. And so yesterday I had my twice per month protege call. It's on the first and third Thursday at 4 o'clock. And so I had my wife team teach with me. And we talked about what she does to create success in her business. We talked about relationships. And she and I had never team taught before. And the call was fantastic. And so one of the free things that I'm going to offer all of you today is a copy of that call. If you would like to watch that call, learn from my wife and I, and if you've been following me for a while, you might enjoy seeing a training of me with my wife. It's a different, you get to see a different side of me. And the training was really great. And one of the things that my wife and I talked about, she is an expert on relationships. And I get the benefit of that because I'm married to her and we have a wonderful marriage. And my wife has decided to take on a couple of coaching clients to work with them on their relationship. And so if you're wanting to improve the quality of your relationship and you'd like a half an hour of free time with my wife to support you, then just send me a message. Find me however you can find me. Say, hey, Eric, I'd like to have a 30-minute call with your wife and learn some things about relationships. So first tip is to try something new. My second idea for you is to be an encourager. And we have a self-image. When you look in the mirror, what you see is your self-image. And you have a self-image about your body, what your body looks like. You have a self-image about your health. You have a self-image about the type of business person you are if you're in business. You have a self-image about money and your relationship with money. And one of my favorite ways of being is to be an encourager. And one of the things that you'll see me post on social media with some frequency is people need encouragement more than they need advice. And I want to encourage you to do that post today on social media. And you don't need to quote me. I'm not looking for any credit, but I want to continue to get that message out to the world. And it also tends to get me a lot more engagement when I do that particular post. So just type it right now and you can go post it on Facebook or LinkedIn, Instagram, and you can do it right now if you want. People, this is a quote, people need encouragement more than they need advice. And so as a self-image, when I look in the mirror, what I see in myself, one of the things I see is I am an encourager. Well, anybody can be an encourager. So all you need to do in order to be an encourager is to be encouraging to somebody. Share with them something to help them uplift them. And so I want to tell you a story about encouragement with my stepdaughter. So I have 4 kids. 2 are mine, 2 are my stepkids. And the kids are growing up and we're down to 1 in the house. Emily, my stepdaughter, is the last kid remaining because she's still in high school. So I get a chance to spend more time with her than I did in the past. Because if you got 4 kids, you're kind of dividing your time up, and now it's just her. So I've been having a chance to spend a lot more time with her, and I've been really encouraging her a lot. And I've noticed what a difference it makes in her. And I've noticed how she responds so much more powerfully to encouragement than criticism. And we all communicate in patterns. I was talking to a client this week, and he was sharing that he's having some problems in his marriage. And I said, you don't have to, but do you want to share anything that's going on? And he said, yeah. And he was telling me what was happening. And he said, my wife is calling me selfish. And he's not a selfish human being. And so here's his wife, and she's sharing that. And why would she call him selfish? And if he was selfish, that's one thing, but he's not. So why would she criticize him in that way? Well, probably because the way she was raised, maybe her parents criticized her, and it's just become a pattern in her. And she's not even aware that that's who she's being. She's being critical versus being encouraging. What her husband really needs is encouragement. So it's something for you to notice. If you're a parent like me, how do you parent your kids when they make a mistake? If you're married like me, how do you communicate with your spouse if they make a mistake? Or even if they don't make a mistake? The other day I told my wife, she made dinner, and she goes, would you be willing to clean the kitchen? I'm like, yeah, no problem. And I didn't do it. and the kitchen stayed dirty. And then she got up the next morning to a dirty kitchen when I had made an agreement that I would clean it. So imagine you have that agreement, you're married like me, and you have that agreement with your spouse. Your spouse tells you they're going to clean the kitchen, and they don't do it. How would you respond? Would you send them a text? Hey, I thought you were going to clean the kitchen. Would you be like, hey, I cooked dinner. This isn't fair. You didn't follow through and clean. What would you have done? You know what my wife did? She didn't say a word, and she cleaned the kitchen. She didn't criticize me. I was wide open for criticism. Eric, can't you be your word and follow through? I was wide open for just a easy criticism. And she just cleaned the kitchen, didn't say a word. And of course, I knew I didn't do it. And I was so grateful and appreciative and thankful that she didn't use that as a weapon against me. But that's sometimes what we do because that's the way we just are. But you don't have to be that way. So for me, it's encouraging my stepdaughter. Can you think of somebody in your life right now that could really benefit from your encouragement? You don't have to tell me who it is, but can you think of somebody right now? Your children, your grandchildren, your spouse, your parents, your sister, your brother, your employees, your boss. And I want to encourage you to encourage them. It really makes a difference. It really makes a difference. So one of the things that I'm doing with my stepdaughter, she wants to go to Arizona State University. So every month, my agreement with her, she gets to go on the campus bookstore website thing and pick out some ASU gear, one item. So yesterday was the day. I'm like, hey, here's my computer. Go on there, pick it out, put it in the shopping cart. And I bought her a hoodie. And so I get to encourage her, and then she gets to get this gear. So now she's wearing this college she wants to go to, which reinforces her dream and my belief in her. All right, I got one more idea I want to share with you guys. And this is the idea is when you change a thought about your future, you change your present. When you change a thought about your future, you change your present. So we're living into our ideas about the future. And a guy told me one time through his book that everybody has an age that they think they're going to live to. So you can just fact check it for yourself, right? Do you have an idea? You're like, oh, I'm probably going to get to be about this old, right? So I'm like, I probably get to about 89. And he is living into this idea that his name is Dan Sullivan. The book is called How I Plan to Live to 156. How I Plan to Live to 156. The oldest recorded human is 122. He wants to live to 156. So he's living into this idea that he's going to live to 156. And he said that he's been living into that idea for the last 30 years. So I think he's 78 now. So when he was 48, he declared that he wanted to live to 156. So he's got all these years he's been living into this idea. And what he said was, once he started living into that idea, it changed everything. Because he's like, wow, I got all this extra time in my future. And he started taking way better care of his body and what he was eating or not eating. And so I was like, all right, I believe I'm going to live to 89. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to live to 121. So I put that thought in my future. I'm going to live to 121, and it started changing my behavior. So right now, I've got my black coffee, and I used to drink my Starbucks with it all loaded up, and I drink it black. Why? Because I believe in my mind I'll be more likely to get to 121 if I drink my coffee black versus if it's loaded up with sugar. And now I'm drinking a lot more water. And I decided recently that for the rest of this year, I'm going to not drink any alcohol. Now, I don't have any issue against alcohol. I've drank alcohol my whole life. Not a lot, but I'll drink alcohol here and there. It's like, you know what? For the fourth quarter, I'm not going to drink any alcohol. Why? Because I don't think it's good for me. And then next year, I'll figure out if I want to not drink it moving forward. I haven't decided that, but I'm like, you know what? For the fourth quarter, that's one of the things I'm going to do. So what would cause me to say, hey, I'm going to take a little break from alcohol or drink coffee black or drink water or whatever I'm doing for my health? Because I changed my idea about how long I'm going to live. So I invite you to think about, what do you believe is in your future, whether it's health, your relationships, your money, your career, where you're going to live. And if you adjust that, it can change the actions you take in the present moment. Now, one day this week, I was like, screw it. I want my coffee loaded up. And so I had my Starbucks loaded up how I normally do. So I did that one day. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do that. I want to go back to drinking a black. And I didn't beat myself up for drinking the loaded up Starbucks. I just noticed it. And I said, you know what? I actually don't want that sugar. I choose to drink it black. I'm not telling you to change your sugar habits. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm just giving you something to consider. I'm sharing with you something in my life that I'm getting value from for you to consider. Can you see anything in what I'm sharing with you today that could be valuable for you? And then the last thing I want to share with you is that I'm doing a sprint for the fourth quarter. And I'm making some decisions about things that I'm going to do, let go of, and goals I'm going to pursue. So for basically 90 days, one of the things is giving up alcohol. Another thing is with the prospecting I'm going to do. Another thing is the money I intend to make. And I got all these things I'm working on. So I want to invite you and encourage you to make a list of the goals you're going to go after in the fourth quarter. And I want you to think about, what would you be willing to sacrifice? So black coffee to me, it doesn't taste good. So it's a sacrifice. I'm sacrificing something now for a better future. So what would you be willing to sacrifice for the fourth quarter? If any of you would be interested, I call it sprinting. If you'd be interested in sprinting with me in the fourth quarter, that's entering into a coaching relationship with me where we're working on our goals together. And I'm looking for a handful of people that would be interested in sprinting with me. It's a paid coaching relationship. And I'm going to be doing a call tomorrow introducing that program for people that would like to sprint with me in the fourth quarter. So if you're in a space right now where you want to really up your game and you'd like some coaching support, I invite you to be on that call tomorrow morning at 8 Pacific, Saturday, or I can send you the recording. So here's the free offers today. You can get the invite for the sprint with me tomorrow. You can get the recording of the call my wife and I did yesterday. And you can get this class I just did on fourth quarter planning. So if you'd like me to send that to you, just communicate with me and say, send it all. You can send me a direct message on LinkedIn or Facebook. If you have my cell phone, you can text me, or you can email me, eric@ericoffham.com. Just say, send it all. First name at my full name.com. Send it all and I'll send it to you. If you got something out of class today, type the word yes in the chat. I do this call every Friday for 15 minutes at this time, 7:45 a.m. Pacific. Thank you for joining me today. It was great to be with you. Have a great rest of your day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. For all of you on social media, have a great rest of your day. Thank you for joining me. We had 11 of you on social media today. That's awesome. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.